All right, this is a 69 Nova. It's got a tree grown up in the cowl and the door. All right, guys, I found a Nova for sale in Marketplace. It's in the woods. We're back here looking at it, and this thing is rough. This is a 69 Nova. Originally, it was butternut yellow with a black vinyl top. The last tag on it's 1979. Around the top of the windshield channel and all is in really good shape. It's got some surface rust, but it's not bad. The dash is rusted out. The A-pillar's got a little rust on the driver's side, but it's not bad. Now, the cool thing is, or bad thing, cool thing, this tree is grown into the cowl and the door and maybe the rocker panel, and the door is pretty rusted out at the bottom. It's got seats in it, what's left of them. Looks like a bunch of headliner parts. Looks like all the headliner trim is still in there. It looks like the inner quarters are intact and not rusted through. The dash looks fairly unmolested. The door panels are there. That looks like the custom door panel trim. I'm not sure. The A-pillar covers are there, and they're the padded ones, which is cool. And they look like they're in pretty good shape, considering they've been getting rained on for however many years. The back of the car is really, I can't believe the roof's not more rusty. The back of the windshield channel, from what I can tell, it's got a glass in it, isn't bad. The tail panels are rusted some, but the back of the car, I mean the quarter panels are shot. Can't tell what kind of rear end it's got in it. It does have the nice trim piece on the back, and it's got a factory, one of these dealer installed trailer hitch, which is pretty neat. I've never seen one that installed on the outside of the bumper like that. That's pretty cool. So it's been off the road since 1980. Yeah. But the trunk won't open. It does have the deluxe trim package. I can't tell if it's a 10 bolt or not, but I'm sure it is. Her dad used to race it. It's got a shackle kit on it. You can see the long shackles over there. But you can also see the whole trunk is gone. Frame rails don't look too bad though. Monoleaf springs. Had some type of traction bar or something on it. Got a whole nest of stuff over the rear end. Pretty rusty. Now she's also got a 72 over here I'm gonna go look at. It's a package deal, so not sure if I'll be able to get it, but we'll see. All right, so this is a 72. The back end's crunched. There's no rear end under it. It's got some vinyl top trim on one side. It's pretty rusty. The inner quarter's okay on that side. This side's gone. It's got what's left of the back seat in it. And it's got a front seat. Pretty rough looking. Most of the vinyl tops, or the headliner stuff, is in there. Air conditioned car, still got the compressor. Motor mount stands are gone. Yep. And then she's got the front clip sitting right here. There's a few parts left on it. All right, so I'm leaving without Novas. Of course, I mean, it's not a no yet, but it's probably a no. The lowest she will take, and it's not an unfair price. The lowest she'll take is $1,000. So, to me, it's worth $1,000 for the two cars. The green car, pretty much just a parts car. And for me to say a Nova is just a parts car, it's got to be pretty bad. But that car's it's basically the subframe and some trim pieces are what it's worth. The 69 Nova, the inner sail panels area that's usually rusted out with the quarter panel and roof structure, all that's good. The roof is rusty, it's surface rust, but it's not bad. The subframe looks okay. It's drum brake subframe, nothing special. As rotten as it is, all the interior is there, and those little pieces, all the headliner trim pieces and all that, that's worth a little bit of money. It's got the bright trim around the doors and the quarter windows, which so does the 72, the green car. So both cars together are probably worth $1,000 without any trouble, because both subframes are worth probably $250 each. That's $500 right there. The trim and stuff, hell, the back piece between the I'm putting my seatbelt on, shut up. The back, maybe I'm not putting my seatbelt on. The back trim piece between the tail lights, I think that looked like it was in pretty good shape, and those I think are cast aluminum. Those are probably worth, that's probably worth 100, 150 by itself, in my opinion. I'm not sure how good the aftermarket of those are, but that one did not look in bad shape. So the tail light buckets actually looked okay. The lenses are gone, but like I said, it's got the vinyl top. It's got the drip rail. Both cars had stainless drip rail molding. That was my road. Stainless drip rail molding. So there's at least $1,000 worth of parts there, and I think the 69 car is worth saving. I also think it's pretty cool that it was factory butternut yellow with a black vinyl top. That is a good looking color combination. And I'm also shocked that the roof isn't completely rusted out because it was a vinyl top car. But more than likely, the vinyl top was taken off that car a long time ago, and that's why it's not pretty much gone. So we'll see. All right, so I'm back at the shop thinking about those cars. Now the green one, like I said, yeah, it can be fixed, but it's got the damage in the rear. The frame rail on that side is probably bent, which means it needs to be replaced, which, you know, that's not all that hard if you have to replace the floor and the trunk at the same time. And that thing was pretty rusty around the back and on the bottom. Now, pretty much if you're third gen Nova, your 68 to 74 Nova, well, I'm sorry, 68 to 72, because 73, 74 have a different roof skin and quarter panel, but you can make all that work. Anyway, your 68 to 72 Nova, if your hinge pillar and A pillar, if that area right there, some of the structure through here, all of this right here, and this right here, if all that is intact, everything else on this car can be bought, except for your drip rail. But again, that's part of what I was talking about all up here. Pretty much everything else on the car is reproduced. All of your entire back dash is reproduced. I'm not sure if this piece is reproduced, but the back dash is. Trunk floor, frame rails, taillight panel, quarter panels, inner and outer wheel houses. Your roof structure is now available. Goodmark has that. And I'm not sure if there's some pieces of that that aren't available. I think there's some inner pieces that this structure mounts to. There's actually, you can see it right here. There's two pieces here. I don't think this outside piece is available, but I think this inside piece is. So this outer piece here, your A pillar and hinge pillar, all of that stuff, to my knowledge, is not available. Some of it's the same. Some of the inside stuff, I think, is the same as the stuff down there in the kick panel. I think some of that is the same as the Camaro. You could probably make it work. So the green car could be saved, because what I could see of the hinge pillars and all that stuff, that looked good enough to save. But at the same time, you know, until you get everything taken apart, you're not 100% certain. Now, the worst part on the 69, the cowl panel was actually rusted underneath the dash. All right, so you can see this dash panel is rusted out, but underneath it, the cowl panel right here, all that is intact. The cowl panel on that 69 was so rusty that it was flopping up and down. It's rusted completely through all the way across the dash. Now, they do make this piece, but so like I said, again, it can be, they even make the inner part. So it could all be fixed, but that car was a lot better because the roof and the windshield channel and stuff was in good shape. I mean, it might have some rust in it, but you know, all around the back side of it, it looked okay. Now I know 30 years ago, a lot of you guys would have paid $100 for that car and it would have been way better. You scrapped worse car, or you scrapped better cars. You know, but it's not 1990 anymore. It's not the 80s anymore. It's 2025, and like it or not, the cost of these cars has gone up enough to where stuff like that is fixable because all the parts are available. And the people like me and maybe you who wanted these cars in high school or had them in high school, now you're old enough and you have enough money to have another one or to finally get one. And that, the availability, how many of them have been crushed, all of that has just driven the price up. It's not necessarily Barrett-Jackson. I know a lot of people think that. But the real problem with the cost of these cars, and I say problem, the real reason for the cost of these cars going up is because the people that wanted them back then, that couldn't get them, or the people that had them back then and want another one, they've all got more money now. And the cars are more restorable, so if it's a rusty car, it's not just scrap metal anymore, it can be fixed if you've got enough time and money. And if you're like me, you're going to do it yourself, you're going to save on the labor. You're not going to save on the time. It's going to take you twice as long because it takes me twice as long to do all this stuff. But either way, the cars are worth more money than they used to be. And, you know, that's just something we're going to have to deal with. If you want one of these cars, well, get one. It almost doesn't matter the shape anymore. Like I said, as long as those key components are still there, you have a VIN and you have the stuff that you can't buy, if all that's there, you can buy the rest of it. So let me know in the comments what you think about those cars, the price on them, the condition of them, if you think I should buy them or not, and we'll see you guys in the next video.